Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. All right, it's time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis, and today we're talking about the first level spell, Comprehend Languages. It is one of my favorite spells as a player and a DM. It has tons of uses. I'm giving this an A- just because it's not really a combat spell, but it does come up extremely often in games. So it is usable by bards, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. So a lot of different classes can use it, just not druids and clerics. However, because it is usable by sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards, it can be taken with magical initiate. It takes an action. It has a range of self. It does have all three spell components, but it's only a pinch of soot and salt, so it's not expensive. It lasts for an entire hour. Because it is a ritual, you can ritual cast this. And because it is a wizard spell, wizards can just have it in their book, and then they can ritual cast it right from their book without having to actually take it as a wizard slot. Without having to prepare it for the day, which is one of the grand things about wizard ritual spells that all wizards should take advantage of, and that they particularly can use to enhance their character quite a bit. So, for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see. So, I'm going to point out a word. It says the literal meaning. It doesn't mean slang. It means literal. So, so you get a literal translation of the phrase. Now, that can come across a little bit confusing. Because certain languages, the direct translation of the words is not exactly what they mean. So I'll give you an example. The phrase "mai mi arai" is a Thai phrase that means not a big deal. But if you translate it directly, literally, if you literally translate that phrase "mai mi arai," that means no have what. And so someone who has comprehend languages up would hear no have what. They wouldn't hear not a big deal. So there's some give and take in that. You also understand any written languages that you see, but must be touching the surface on which the words are written. And it takes about 1 minute to read one page of the text. So it doesn't decode secret messages in text or a glyph, such as an arcane sigil, that isn't part of a written language. And so glyphs of warding are not part of written languages, and they can be part of a text that you have to touch. So now the reason I like this as a dungeon master is it gives me a wide breadth for the players to interact with things. And I like it as a player because it allows me to translate. Not everybody's got every language. So when we come across those ancient languages, the spellcasters, particularly the wizard, can go, okay, hold on, let's take 10 minutes, and I'll figure out what it says. I've got this spell. And as a dungeon master, I can put things in very ancient languages that the players can go, oh, that's ancient whatever, and it must be from thousands of years ago from this ancient society, and they'll get most of the meaning. Now, when I say don't touch, that means that you have to touch, and sometimes touching things is bad in Dungeons & Dragons. So if there are traps in the text, if it's magical and there's a magical trap in the text that activates upon touch, well, guess what's going to happen? That's probably going to go out. Now, do I think that this is a needed spell? Yes, I do think it's a needed spell for parties. I have seen many parties who've gotten like a Helm of Comprehend Languages or gotten the Comprehend Languages spell where it just gets used constantly over and over and over again. It can be needed if the Dungeon Master decides to use obscure languages that don't always appear in, all the time, more frequently. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.